Good afternoon. Thank you for coming today. Welcome to the Oregon Press Conference. The participants today, to my immediate left, head coach Kelly Graves, along with senior Lexi Bando and sophomore Sabrina Ionescu. We'll take an opening statement from Coach Graves, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes.
Ducks are excited to be playing a second day in this sub-regional. I'll tell you, I've been real impressed after watching Minnesota in person yesterday, as well as several tapes before, and then certainly after the game. Terrific basketball team. It's kind of funny. Last fall, I was in Minneapolis, recruiting. And, I knew who Coach Stallings was, but didn't know her that well. And, I hate just sitting in the hotel room, so I had some time to kill and talked to her earlier before I made my trip. And I was able to go in and watch them practice. And at the time, I was, obviously not knowing we would play them later on, but very impressed with the speed with which they play. We actually run one of their drills that I stole from them. That we certainly don't run it as well as they do, but it was great to get to know her. I have a lot of respect for her. We've become a lot more friendly, and now we are on a WBCA committee as well together. So, maybe it's fate that we finally get to play. But two very good offensive teams with a lot of stars and a lot of really good shooters. So this should be a fun game, I think, for everybody.
We'll take questions first for Lexi and Sabrina. Ryan.
Sabrina, what kind of defensive challenge is this? I know one of their lead guards had 17 free throws last night. Is this one of the better offenses you guys have faced?
Oh, well, of course. We were just watching film, and our coaches have been telling us their guards are elite and they're quick. And, the way they're going to beat us is from the outside, I think. So we have to make sure that we're dialed in and know where their guards are, and we have to understand that they can all shoot, and we have to take that away from them and have them beat us inside.
Questions? Sky?
Lexi, does Minnesota have a comp to any Pac-12 team that you guys have played this year?
That's a really good question. I'm trying to think. They play a really fast-paced game, kind of like UCLA, but they have a lot more guards that can, make threes. And, we have our work cut out for us. We have to get back in transition and, make sure we get the job done on the defensive side.
Jonathan?
For both the players, last year, obviously, you guys weren't favored in your play on the road. This year, obviously, you're at home, you're number 2 seed, so everyone's expecting you to do well. But once the game got going yesterday, did anything really feel different in terms of playing in a tournament game as opposed to any other game?
We're really blessed to be able to host. I think it's our fans that really get us into the game and get us going. So, nothing felt different. It just felt like another game. And, we're lucky to be advancing, and we're excited for tomorrow.
Rob?
Coach talked last night about progress defensively this year. He said he sort of streamlined some things, not thrown as much at you, but that some players have made some developments too. Can you guys both speak to just kind of where you're at now defensively and what the kind of journey's been season long to get where you're at defensively?
Honestly, I think this is the best defense we've played. I know since I've been here, probably since you've been here as well. At least these last 5 games starting from the tournament, I think everyone's really been dialed in. And I know our post players are doing a great job as well. It's harder for them to close out on quick guards and shooters, but I think we've adjusted well, and we've really bought into the game plan and what we were going to do. And I think if we continue to do that, we're going to be a hard out for any team.
Yeah, I think we're finally playing, team defense. We've relied on Maite quite a bit throughout the season, and I think finally, a lot of players are starting to do their jobs, and we know, that there's help now, and it's been pretty cool to see how much we've developed throughout the season.
Any other questions for Lexi or Sabrina? Sky?
For Sabrina, Ina's kind of turned into the bone collector, breaking ankles. Did she do that in practice on you guys?
We see it every day. She's long and she's kind of jumpy. She kind of starts and stops. I think she played soccer. My dad asked her if she had played soccer because he thought he saw a soccer player in her. And she definitely, portrays some of those characteristics. She has good feet, and coach always talks about how she's kind of like a Steve Nash with the ball. She's super crafty, and she gets players. I think some players overlook the fact that she's a freshman, but she's really good, and she's going to be really good for us, and she has been. I mean, she's shown it. She makes some crazy plays. She goes out there. She accidentally breaks people's ankles. She said sorry to us, and we were going crazy. But she has a lot of improvement going forward, and I'm excited to see where she's gonna be.
Any other questions, Lexi or Sabrina? Okay, Marcus, go ahead.
Sabrina, you talked about the triple doubles. I know I've been getting it the last couple of years. Questions about it, but how easy is it? Make it seem pretty easy, but you limited minutes. Obviously in the first game, and you still got it. I mean, is it in your mind? You consciously thinking about it, or?
No, not at all. I just try and be around the ball. So on the defensive end, I try and get as many rebounds as I can. I think it's easier if I can just get the rebound and push it in transition instead of having our post outletted. I think it takes some time. And then passing, I just try and get my teammates involved, and they get in the right spots in order for them to score. I think they're understanding, and we're starting to play better together. And then I just score if I have to, if we need it. But I definitely don't think about it. As long as we're winning, I'm happy.
Does Westbrook give you motivation?
I just need to get that athletic, and then maybe. But oh God. Okay. But yeah, Brianna Stewart actually made a good comment on Twitter. They have it in 48 minutes, and so she was saying that it was cool that I can do it in 40. Yeah, or 29. But I mean, he's cool.
He's cool.
Anything else? Okay, guys, you can go. Thank you very much. We'll take questions for Coach Graves. Anyone? Aaron.
Coach, are you and Shea Serrano striking up a bromance?
Yeah, Shea Serrano. Yeah, I actually read his book, Basketball and Other Things. It's really, really good. But yeah, it's nice to know that he's a Duck fan. Yeah, I know all three of my sons follow him and love him. So anyway, yeah, it was kind of cool.
Rob.
You referred yesterday to kind of toning down how much you're asking them to do defensively. Without giving away the farm, can you give us a ballpark of just how many concepts you were trying to do initially and how much you've tailored things?
Well, we talk in terms of, for example, with Minnesota, we just got to get back. I mean, we just got to get back. If we make them play as 5-on-5 in the half-court game, then, we have a much better chance. So, number one is, I guess in ways we've adjusted, we used to, and depending on the personnel, sometimes we send 3 to the offensive glass. Sometimes we only send 4. So, I think with a team like Minnesota, you can't really rebound 4 people because, if they get a long rebound, off they go and you're in trouble. That's been an adjustment. Our zones we've tried to keep a lot simpler. We don't trap perhaps as often here and there, and we mix things up a lot. It was a mask, quite frankly. Let's go a certain kind of zone this time, and then this kind of zone, and let's go man. Let's double team the post. Let's trap the wing. Let's do all this. We're masking the fact that we just weren't very damn good defensively, But
So you don't have to do as much now.
I think we're getting better. And so we've just kind of kept it simpler. And I think a lot of times we had half the team in one zone, half the team in the other zone, one in man, and everybody scored. So, I think we've just naturally gotten better at it. Our communication is much better, and we've just simplified things a little bit.
Right.
Does Minnesota remind you of you guys last year? Just a team from a power conference gets a 10 seed, beats a really good, non-power team in the first round. Now has a chance to.
We were talking about that as a staff. Absolutely, a team that relies on the 3 and they're playing with nothing to lose. I don't think anybody is expecting them to win the game outside of their locker room and their fans and coaches. And that's kind of how we were last year. And when you're making 3s and the other team might be making 2s, guess what? I'm no mathematician, but you're going to end up on the better side of that. And I think all shooters play better when they're free and loose. And that's, and I have one of my favorite sayings is, a very good team with nothing to lose is a dangerous team. And I think Minnesota's a really dangerous team right now. They're playing well. You want to watch some tape, right? You want to watch a lot of film, but then you don't want to watch because it concerns you. Yeah, they're fun to watch. And yeah, we were a 10 seed last year, and they're a 10 seed this year. So we obviously know that anything can happen.
Aaron.
Obviously, earlier in the season, you had your squad been able to go up against a really quick, talented guard in Jordan, Canada.
Yeah.
Looking at how Minnesota's guards perform, you glad you had that chance 3 times?
Yeah. Well, at the time, no, but yes, now no question. I think Kanish Bell is Jordan Canada-like. They're clones of each other. The way they both just play downhill, they just push the ball. They put so much pressure on your defense early in possessions. I think she even gets to the line much more than Jordan does. So yeah, she's I didn't really notice her that day. I was there at their practice. Maybe she was hurt and on the side or something. But my goodness, she's an impressive player.
Rob.
You've tasked Maite with a lot of tough matchups over the years. Is that her challenge? Is she the primary defender there?
Yeah, it's Maite's, Sabrina's, Lexi's, Satu's, and Ruthie, and anybody else on the court. You can't guard her with one. You gotta play, just like we did with Jordan Canada. We don't have any one player that can take Jordan one-on-one. We just don't. So I think Kanisha fits in that same kind of mold. So we've got a defender by committee, and we cannot give her any driving lanes. She just loves to get in the paint. She gets in the paint. She's such a good passer. She's a good finisher. But I think most importantly, she gets to the line.